A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen out there. This is Heroic T20 League Season number 8 Big Match, the finals. The 12 teams participated tournament in two groups, and two top teams of each group are facing off this clash in this big finals. The Red Ball T20 cricket tournament that reaches its peak today, the fresh day, the first day of the month, a fine hot mid Sunday, where Star Boys CC taking on WCC, an unbeaten Star Boys against the dramatic performers WCC, who have been phenomenal so far in this tournament. But before beginning off things in this final, we'll kickstart with the national anthem. Well, that's how things are kick-starting here. Both the sides, men and white. A T20 tournament in red ball cricket will always be an interesting contest to watch it for, where it favors the bowlers comparing to the white ball. That's what it is being in discussion when it comes to T20 cricket's growth. Even we saw the other day, the previous night's T20 match against New Zealand, where India scored 270. That looks gettable. Seems to be gettable, and that's how the format. And those times where white ball cricket looks easy, when you use red ball in a T20 tournament, that might bring you different results altogether. That we could clearly see with the way how the teams performed so far in this tournament. Both Star Boys and WCC have never scored 200 in this tournament. In fact, the highest score by a team in this tournament is 200. That is being scored by RMCC against Blue Dot. But other than that, most of the match have been played at the ratio of 140-150. There have been the maximum aggregate that a team have scored, which is a very good sign that the bowlers could also dominate in this tournament. Else things could have been slightly difficult if it becomes the batter's paradise, where you watch batters scoring runs one after the other. Sometimes the entertainment factor will also saturate it, and that's why it's also important to focus on what works and what's not working, where it helps the bowlers to do well. The average first innings total in this venue, in this particular tournament, is 138, and average second innings total is 121. So teams winning the toss might definitely prefer to bat first, especially with the way how WCC have played in this tournament. They prefer to bat first whenever they won the toss, and usually even teams prefer to batting second will choose to bat first when it comes to finals. On that context, both the teams might be having an eye on batting first, but Star Boys have explored a lot of things. They batted first 3 times, they batted second 3 times, and won all the time. That will give them the confidence. Whereas for WCC, they lost only one game while batting second. Even the data supports the batters batting second options. where batting second have won 18 times out of 32 matches and batting first won 14 times. These are just the datas, but what you have to keep in mind is that this was a long gap final, that we have to wait for few months to play this final, since it was monsoon for the last 2 to 3 months, where playing cricket might be difficult. Rain interruptions will be there. But now we are entering into the spring, where hot and humid conditions, fresh weather, no fear of rain. And that's where this final is coming into action, where both the teams were expected to keep up the same form they had while the tournament was in progress. But you gotta wait and watch on how these teams are going to perform with this gap, aligning together, bringing up the same formulas of game plan to finish things off. That's how it went so far. We have witnessed a couple of T20 tournaments, interesting T20 battles in this venue, where it supported the fast bowlers, left arm spinners. Any aspect of the game, you have something to purchase in this venue, but only it matters when you put that extra effort, when you put that extra ability to perform well. It's not about that if you are a fast bowler you can be successful here. It's about if you are a fast bowler, if you really want to get some purchase in these conditions, you have to put your 100%. That's what we've seen. A few fast bowlers did well, a few spinners did well, even part-timers did well in this venue. But it's up to the way how they cope up with their confidence. Just a few moments before things begin here. Heroic T20 League Season number 8 finals. Let's look at the journey of both the sides. We'll begin with WCC, who represented Group A. 6 teams in Group A. WCC were the table toppers by winning 4 out of 5 league matches. The only losing game was the last league match they played against RMCC. But apart from that, they have beaten up all their co-competitors in the group, leading up the tabletop. MDB have also won 4 games, RMCC have also won 4 games, but run rate decide who was going to be promoted for the semi-finals, as WCC and MDB 11 have promoted to the semi-finals. Unfortunately, RMCC 0.001 difference was something that pushed them out of the tournament. MDB were 0.651 and RMCC was 0.650. So that 0.001 decided who will be at the semi-finals. That's how the battle was well packed at Group A. And when you look at Group B, the performance was completely different. It was one team's domination against the all other sides of the group. Star Boys CC won 5 out of 5 by beating up all their opponents in the group. No co-competitors, no sharing on the points table. They stood at the top of the table, and Worth 11 became the second position, who lost their battle in the semi-finals. That's how these two teams had their journey in this tournament so far. But keeping all these data aside, keeping all these statistics aside, the unbeaten side, the well-fought side, the domination factors, highest individual totals, first batting works well. Apart from all these things, what matters the most is the one who's ready to put their 100% on a big stage like a final. You should not be nervous, you should control your fear. Temperament matters a lot when it comes to finals. And that note, the first ball of this big final. WCC have won the toss, decided to bat first. First ball, as the account opens straight away. Kamal is with the ball and Naveen Kumar and Alvin were the openers. As the leaderboard clearly says, there have been pretty dominant performers from WCC. Rahul being the leading run scorer in the tournament, representing WCC, 217 runs in 4 innings. And to support his performances, Mohan Raj is there. Excellent delivery that is. So these are dominant performers out there. And for Star Boys too, Ishwar have been one of the pick of the bowlers along with Balamurugan. We'll be getting to see those talents as well when the game progresses. But as of now, it's been the battle that Naveen Kumar and Alvin were the openers and Kamal is with the ball. A tall right-handed bowler, mid on and mid off inside the circle, deep point in position. And wider third man as well, that shows clear signals to the batter that you will be invited to cut the ball or you will be invited to play the square drive. That's why two fielders were intentionally kept. Deep point and wider third man. They expect you to get some thickish outside edge where the ball might travel onto the hands of these fielders. And on the onside only two fielders, one mid on and one fine leg. The entire leg side kept empty. Might be risky call for Kamal too to bowl onto the body line or even to the stump line. Oh, lovely delivery. Extracting that extra bounce that he is expecting. And that's why he's bowling such lengths. The field position suits him well. These are the regions where you concede runs when you try to bowl back of length outside the off stump. Sometimes batters will easily play those slicing cut shots. Batters like Virendra Sehwag, we've seen a couple of shots from him like that. And if that goes for boundary, the bowler's confidence will be broken. And that's why you have a fielder in that position. It will become just a single. This is really good to watch out for with the way how he's bowling Kamal. Though these were extras out of control, the length was really good. And there is some extra bounce. Fresh morning, fresh wicket. Hardness on the surface. Will definitely have something for the first bowlers to purchase. This is a really good season for Chennai. The beginning of spring, where you will be having slight signs of winter. Good stop from the fielder. And gets up the mark with that single as well. First runs for Naveen Kumar. Well, speaking about the weather patterns, the spring is coming in Chennai where you can definitely expect some hot and humid conditions, but the mornings will be covered by winter snow. Quite good under control, and these are the times where you'll not be dehydrated much comparing to mid-April and May. So these were the times where you can enjoy the brand of cricket without any climatic interruptions. And good reaction from the ball as well. The T20 Cricket World Cup is going to happen. A lot of matches were scheduled at Chennai as well. New Zealand and Afghanistan are playing a couple of games of their league phase. Suitable conditions for them as well. They might not expect the extra bounce, but there may be something for the spinners to do well. The Kiwis captain will definitely love to play at Chennai. End of the first over. That's 4 for no loss. Pradeep, the new bowler, into the attack. There you could see 2 wickets of White Jersey Twin Park Excel ground. The wickets usually be prepared by using clays to harden the conditions. What's most important is the natural formation of cracks that you might not expect at this period, as January and February were meant to have some shades of winter and the beginning of spring. But when you start playing cricket at mid-April or May, there will be a lot of crack formations. That will be suitable conditions for the spinners to do well, but typically there won't be much chances for those actions to happen, because that's when IPL will be happening, so no signs of any test cricket, any red ball cricket happening, any day cricket even happening. Oh, that's high in the air, fielder under the ball, and that is taken. First breakthrough is here. Pradeep came in and straight away brings up the breakthrough. As he wanted to play it across Alvin, the leg side is kept empty. That's why they trigger the batter to take such decisions. And these decisions turning out to be a risky one, as Alvin losing his wicket. Walks back to the pavilion, Alvin. That's 5 for 1. And a good breakthrough here for Star Boys as well. Joe Surya, the new batter, comes in at number 3. Swings and couldn't get the connection that he is looking for, but anyway gets off the mark with a single. Speaking about the conditional reactions of Chennai have always been a standalone venue. Stayed different from the way it used it to be. When you look at the other venues of Chennai, there have been plenty of venues. Even the Green Park at Trivandrum have provided a wonderful run flow. 270, an iconic number that happened at Trivandrum. Even Bengaluru is a batter's conditions on suitable days. Mumbai definitely a batter's paradise. Kolkata is slowly turning out to be a run scoring venue. When most of the Indian venues were known for flat tracks like Bangladesh, Chennai is standing alone differently. Chennai is still providing spinners to do well. There are two reasons. Reason number 1, the weather patterns. These were hot and humid conditions, natural formation of cracks, and you might not be expecting dew all the times. These providing suitable conditions for the spinners to do well, even the slow bowlers to do well. Point number 2 is the boundary distance. Chennai is one of the largest grounds in India when it comes to boundary distance. Maybe a few venues like PCA Cricket Stadium at Mohali is having longer boundaries, but it's a batting track. Chennai is a tricky track where it will be slow and suitable conditions for the spinners, and the boundary distance is very long. So either way the batters will lock themselves. Even if they try to attack a spinner, you may not be expect any grace if it's missed times. You should be going back to the pavilion. Run out opportunity. That's quite good running between the wickets. The batters must have solid communications while going for such singles. Another good over coming to an end. 2 overs, 8 for 1. Things are turning out to be quite good under control. Continues out to bowl Kamal. Good timing, and that's why you have the fielder placed over there. We've been speaking about the boundary distance of Chennai as well, the way how it helps the spinners and slow bowlers to do well. And that's why bowlers like Ravichandran Ashwin was very successful in Chennai. Even with the IPL standards, bowlers like Harshal Patel love to bowl at Chennai. Only quality batters could cope up with such bowling attacks. That's why it stands out in favor of bowlers when it comes to T20 format as well. But the last year was quite surprising that Chennai went on to be a high scoring venue, where we've seen plenty of big games that didn't went in favor of Chennai Super Kings, but eventually it went on to be a batter's paradise for the oppositions as well. Despite of the results, and these kind of conditions will also be certainly similar to what Chepak reacts. It's not far from Chepak. The venue that you're watching on screen is White Jersey Twin Park, is at the western outskirts of the city. And you can expect the similar kind of reactions. This is more of discipline coming into play when it comes to Kamal. He bowled at the same areas right from the beginning, letting the batters to play it only to the regions where protection is there. Oh, this time onto the pad, strong shouts. Missing down the leg. These are surprising deliveries and offers from the bowlers to flick the ball away. There wasn't any fielders at the deep square leg, even at deep mid-wicket regions. If that meets the blade, that could definitely be a boundary. Swingingham is scoring at the connection that he is looking for. Naveen Kumar is taking some time in the middle. We spoke about the average par score in this tournament, that's 131. You must be very careful to not lose your wickets. It's red ball cricket. Even small margin for error might leading up to a wicket falling down. Keeping wickets column intact, you have to consciously score runs on the board. That's the way how red ball cricket works when it comes to T20 format. That's 3 gets completed, 13 for 1. Balamurugan into the attack. That's high in the air. And nobody standing at the deep. Landed safely. And goes past the boundary ropes as well. That's a maximum. The first maximum of the morning. Just lighting up this final. I think WCC was playing slow and conscious cricket right from the beginning. Lost a wicket as well. But this is something very much important at this point of time. If you let the bowlers to settle themselves well over a point of time, you cannot even score runs on the board. It's always important to not to settle the bowlers so that we can score runs on the board whenever we can. Another one placed right this time, long on in position. 2 is the call. staying with control. That's really good approach from Joy Surya. As Balamurugan is bowling his first ever ball of his over in this final. Went for boundary. This has some psychological naggers. So Balamurugan is one among the top wicket takers of the tournament. Oh, beautiful shot. That is through the covers. And it goes for 3 bounce boundary as well. As both the batters are trying to score runs on the board, unsettling the bowler. This time it's from Joy Surya. Speaking about Balamurugan, he's one among the top performers of the tournament. 6 innings, 8 wickets with an economy of 5.55. Catches the call and that beats up the fielders as well. Another boundary from Joy Surya. Tremendous performance that is turning out to be against one of the dominant bowlers of the tournament. This eventually sets a tone for this game. If you attack the said bowler, and rest of the bowlers might even be facing the same kind of confidence issue. He is under pressure for sure, Balamurugan. It's not a cakewalk for him in this tournament. He have been a pick of the bowler. Whenever the team faced a crisis, Balamurugan stood up for the side and picked up wickets. But today it's been a slightly different approach, where the first ball went for maximum and things were going out of his control. These were reflections of those pressure. But you may not be sure that this is going to be the same for him the next 3 overs as well. He might be coming back with his next 3. But as of now, this partnership is booming. And it is telling a statement that they are ready to attack even a said bowler. It's all about the way how you're going to take this game moving forward. What's on your mind? That's why batting first have always been a tricky decision. If you choose to bat first, what's your observation of the condition? That's the question number 1. And what can you expect in the bowler? It's all about the way how, without planning, you may not be scoring runs properly. Bowler. Unrealistic goals like let's score 240 today. That might push your team under pressure. Oh, beautiful shot. That is through the covers. Chasing down the ball. Good stop from the fielder. Will be a couple of runs on the board as well. There must be unrealistic goals like let's score 240 today. That might push your team under pressure. Oh, beautiful shot. That is through the cover. Unrealistic goals like let's score 240 today. That might push your team. Strong shouts. Looks to be close. But there may be few reasons. It might have had an inside edge.
Strong shouts.
He just straight away shaked up his head that this is not a wicket. If that clarity is out there, and that's what makes a proper on-field umpires. Catches the call, but that beats up the fielder and rolls over the boundary ropes comfortably. Another tremendous stroke making, that is, as both the batters are setting themselves in a comfortable position. And that's why it's always important to take some time early in the innings. They went defensive in the first couple of overs and now reacting completely different. If you push runs on the first 3 overs, imagine if you lose a couple of wickets, you may not be able to lift up your license.
To take some time early in the innings. They went defensive in the first couple of overs and now
Intended Yorker that gets inside edge and gets a couple of runs well. And this is what they say, luck favors the brave. These were brave attempts from the batters and things were falling in their favor now. Fortunate for Pradeep, he bowled a wonderful Yorker. But you cannot blame Pradeep for these kind of run flows. All you have to keep in mind is that you are not responsible for this. This is more of an incident but matters a lot. You concede 4 runs. Just bowl the next ball thinking it is your first ball of this innings.
Intended Yorker that gets inside edge and gets a couple of runs well.
Short bowlers can have an upper hands than the tall bowlers. There is a logic behind this as well. And you look at the way why Lasith Malinga is very successful in delivering those Yorkers. He's releasing it like a sidearm bowler. When he releases it like a sidearm bowler, the height at which you release the ball differs. The more high you release the ball, there may be a possibilities of low full toss as it lands from very high distance. Must field as it offers runs as well. And when you deliver it in sidearm, the delivering point height becomes low. From there you can eventually land it to the shoes. 42 for 1.
High you release the ball, there may be a possibilities of low full toss as it lands from very high distance.
Time for some revolution. A spinner into the attack. Strong shouts and celebrations coming on. The moment you brought in the spinner, you are getting a breakthrough.
time for some revolution.
Kumar walks back to the pavilion. Surprising thing is that Balamurugan comes up with a spin attack. He's having two-way approach, a medium pacer and an off spinner. But as an off spinner, he's doing a couple of things really well. This might be a transformation from how they're going to approach this innings. The strategic timeout worked well for them. Mohan Raj, the new batter, comes in at number 4. One of the prominent performers of the tournament, Mohan Raj. 178 runs in 6 innings. He is one among the top run getters for WCC. 6th overall highest run scorer of this tournament as well. And he's having a century on his name as well. Mohan Raj, a player to look out for, scored a wonderful century against Blue Dart on the first game. Such a performance will be expected from him in such big stages. And that's where meant to be the big stages. It's not about an individual's performance that the team needs to carry on. But that's how Indian cricket was designed. That's how the way how Indian cricket was viewed, inspired. It's not like all the 5 bowlers scoring 20 to 30 runs each. That's high in the air, catches the call, fielder under the ball. And that is put down by the fielder anyway. We gotta wait for the on-field umpire's decision for what the result could be. But that could have been a wicket anyway. Maximum that is. But the ball was not landing onto the hands. That's why the difference came in. Go running between the wickets. Straight away goes for the quicker one. Balamurugan turning out to be a little expensive. That's 50 up here. And the power play getting completed. WCC. Just getting into the control. That has been a good power play here for WCC. 50 runs, but lost 2 crucial wickets. Naveen Kumar and Alvin, 2 openers have gone. But there is one more set batter, Joy Surya, 25 of 12 balls, 3 boundaries and 1 sixer with a strike rate of more than 200. Will be expected to perform with the same standard as Raja M, the new bowler. Came into the attack straight away. Been another tremendous performer, Raja M. These things were quite good under control. It's better to go with the spinners in the middle overs, as this is the space where you will start picking a lot of wickets. Even the team have did well in the power play with the bat might get collapsed in the middle overs before entering into the death phase. That's where a bowling side can start dominating. This comes up when you start bowling those flighted deliveries through the air, tempting the batters to go for big shots. I see a conscious approach from Mohan Raj, not getting carried away, not tempting to score runs on the board. But at some point of time, even these batters will start getting tempted to score runs on the board. That's where a spinner can get succeeded. And this is a suitable condition for that as well. The boundary distance have been considerably long comparing to many of the venues out there in Chennai. So if you miss time, you might find the fielder's hands. That's a huge advantage, turning out to be a very good over from Raja. Smart and sensible approach. It's not about the skill set, it's not about how many variations you have, it's about how you use on a particular condition against a particular player. If that is not there, there is no point of having such skill sets in your armory. And that note, it's a simple over but an efficient over from Raja M. Just single run coming off the door, 7 overs completed, 51 for 2. Continues up to bowl Malamurugan. Another close appeal. If there is a slips in position, that could have been a dismissal, as this is a phase where bowlers have started getting wickets, especially Joy Surya. Swings and got the connection better. There is a fielder at long off. Will be just a single. Oh, these were very unfortunate. Lethargic efforts and unintentional twos. Smart approach here from the batters. They have good understanding, good calls for running between the wickets. That brings back the strike for Joy Surya, who's trying to elevate his innings, trying to shift the gears and focus of run rate. 2 is the call from Mohan Raj, and they're running back for the second run as well. A wonderful running between the wickets. Speaking about the middle order collapse, that's been the formula of T20 cricket. When this format was introduced, people doesn't had any idea on how the format works, how we can put in our strategies. But after playing 18 to 19 years of continuous T20 cricket, even watching T20 cricket a lot, have given a lot of idea and a proper structurization of how T20 cricket works. It's the hook, the first 6 overs where the power play happens. The one who tried to dominate the power play can have the rest of the 14 overs with an upper hands. Let's imagine if a batting side scores 50 runs with 1 wicket in power play, that side might be having a bright chance of making it to 180 or 190. Also, in the last 5 overs, they're going to score anyway more than 10 runs per over. So it's up to the way how you bat in the power play, it's up to the way how you bat in the death overs. That defines the 80% of runs you score in a game. The rest 8 to 9 overs in the middle overs is something that puts you under pressure. We'll speak about a lot in the next over. 8 gets completed, 59 for 2. 59 for 2. Oh, easy one. That's cheeky attempt to play it at the fine leg. 2 is the call from the batter, and he's coming back for the second run, Mohan Raj. Oh, another overthrow that adds one more run on the board. These were very unfortunate that they must keep things under control. 1 became 2 and 2 became 3 now. And in the second innings, all these matters when you start getting the game closer. Even if 1 run difference, 2 run difference makes a lot of impact in the second innings. And also speaking about the middle overs, the 9 overs that matters a lot. Let's say you score 55 in the power play and you score 60 in the last 5 overs. So 11 overs, 105 runs scored. Oh, beautiful shot that is. And there is 54 balls left from 7th over to 15th over. Those 54 balls decide the future of the game. Let's say if you score 60 runs in the 54 balls, you can eventually score 170. But if you try to be greedy, that's why the bowlers will start implement this tempting strategies where they let you to score runs on the board. Oh, that's a beautiful shot from Mohan Raj. Just guided the direction and it went for the boundary. Going for boundary. That's what I've been speaking about. In this middle overs, the more conscious you play, the more focused you on your wickets. That could eventually shape the death overs where you can score even more than 60 runs. If you lose a couple of wickets in the middle overs, there won't be any resource left to play at the death overs. That's the difference. And that's why planning an innings matters a lot when it comes to first batting. If you are winning the toss, if you are choosing to bat first, have a proper and structured game plan. Another beautiful shot. Read the ball really well. It's an arm ball coming in and guiding it the direction where it rolls and not going for boundary. Good couple of runs on the board anyway. Smart and sensible approach here from Mohan Raj. Smart and sensible approach here from Mohan Raj. Trying to maximize the runs without taking much risk over there. It's more or less stealing runs on the board and letting the bowlers under pressure. 9 gets completed, 69 for 2.
Bowlers will start implement this tempting strategies where they let you to score runs on the board Oh, that's a beautiful shot from off. If you try to be greedy, that's why the ball.
Quicker one onto the batter. That's just getting a simple single over there.
Quicker one onto the bat.
As they'll be trying to bowl maximum to the single batter, the more you bowl to the same batter, the more opportunities for you to get some wickets. But these are two busy batters. Wherever you make silly mistakes, they get a run over that. The margin for error will be very small. Another good control over there. Bottom hand domination. Good work from the bowler, but eventually the batter landed. But this might put them under pressure. That this might be a signal of fear that the bowlers are throwing well. The fielders are very sharp. We might not be taking this that freely. For a single run, you might not lose your wicket as well. Gets the connection better one more time at the fine leg region, where fielders are chasing the ball as it rolls and doesn't show interest to reach the boundary ropes anyway. Lands a few steps early. As things were quite good under control. 74 for 2. Usually what you score after the 10 overs, you should add 100 more runs to that. If you score 74, you should end up with 174. If you score 56, you should end up with 156. It's like psychological formula where you have to put yourself intact. The first over decides the condition, the tough bowlers, the early breakthroughs. Mixing all together, you reach a saturation point, you reach a midpoint where you have scored something. Now you know the condition, you know the bowlers, you know how to play the game deeper. So you can score more than what you scored in the first 10 overs. That's the way how psychologically cricket will be played, especially while batting first. So it's already 75 runs in 9.5. They should try scoring 175 or more at the end of 20 overs. Single to end the over. That's 76 for 2. right after the hydration break. I still remember the first hydration break after the fifth over. They eventually got a breakthrough of picking a wicket. Let's see how this break works. Is it gonna favor the batting side or is it gonna favor Star Boys again? A new bowler into the attack. Backward point, extra covers, sweeper cover and long off in position. 5 fielders on the offside and 4 on leg side with most of them standing at the boundary ropes. Just trying to keep things moving forward. Starts off with a single. Sarathi, the captain, is with the ball. Straight away picking the ball to bring up some breakthroughs. As the partnership is slowly building 35 runs together. Strong shouts and the fingers gone up. The intention to bring the new bowler works well as the captain gets another wicket. As Jai Surya, the set batter, 37 runs of 22 balls, is walking his way back to the pavilion. Been a tremendous approach out there. Every hydration break works well for the Star Boys CZ. They are coming up with a wicket, and every time when they bring a new bowler, there have been a chance for a wicket, and sometimes it works out as well. And that's how Sarathi came in and brought in the breakthrough. His first wicket in this innings came in a crucial point. Slower ball it is, in fact. A surprising slower ball bowled by him. The first ball went on to be a quicker one invading the stumps, and this time it's a slower one. One more time invading the stumps. Arun, the new batter, comes in at number 5. So the intention seems to be clear. Attacking the stumps one after the other. That you could clearly see over there. And that's why I mentioned the middle overs are very crucial. When you start building the innings, the bowlers will come up with wickets, collapsing the partnership, stopping the run flow, and eventually you might be forced to bring one of the key batters early in the innings, and if that key batter is out, you will be out of resource to play in the death overs. That's the core intention of bowling in the middle overs. You might be planning certain batters. Let's say if this is Mumbai Indians, they might be preserving Kieron Pollard to play after the 13th over. Eventually he'll be playing the last 5 overs, the death overs, to score runs on the board. Now if you get a lot of wickets in the 9th or 10th over, Kieron Pollard must come early. And imagine if he get that wicket earlier, there is no Kieron Pollard to play the death overs. That's how the formula works. That's why the bowlers will try to collapse in the middle overs. If the batting lineup gets collapsed, the plan gets collapsed, and you can eventually stop the batters from scoring runs on the board. Now the good running between the wickets, 2 runs for that. As Harun had straight away started scoring runs on the board. No hesitations, no fear, no new batter pressure, just going on the flow straight away. Along with the set batter Mohan Raj at the non-striker end as well. Single to end the over, that's 82 for 3. Raja back into the attack. The ball is third over. Couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. It's really good to see the way how Arun is batting. The number 5 batter came in straight away. Doesn't took much time to set himself up. Just going with the run flow straight away, rotating the strike, trying to get some twos on the board, trying to unsettle the bowlers. This is really good approach for a new batter to accompany the set batter. Because you cannot fumble in the middle, letting the bowlers to take that advantage of picking one more wicket. There used to be this psychology of one brings two. That's because of the fear of the new batter or even the old batter who is staying inside. After that wicket, the mindset shift will happen. And that's how the bowlers will start taking that as a psychological advantage. And will pick the batters to go for the wrong shots as well. Much better one this time. Long off chases down the ball. It'll be just a single out there. Turning out to be a decent over here from Raja. Conceding a few runs here and there. Not much out of his control. One more wide this time. As he's trying to beat the batters. They are very comfortable at playing it into the back foot. Those late cuts matters a lot. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Only a batters with good credibility can play such late cuts. Hope he's okay. It hit on his boot. We just want to end the over, turning out to be one more good over from Raja. Now the captain has to prepare the plan on who is going to bowl the death overs. The primary fast bowlers for sure, along with maybe Captain Sarathi can accompany, or they can even preserve one spinner to bowl in the death overs. There is no left arm spinner that have been a drawback for this side, but there are plenty of right-handed batters coming one after the other. If you had a left arm spinner, you might had an upper hands in picking up wickets. That 12 gets completed 88 for 3. Catches the call as it landed in short of the fielder. Continues to bowl Sarathi, the captain of the side. It was a dramatic start for him to begin his first over. This was the wicket-taking delivery that broke the partnership and dismissed the set batter back to the pavilion, where Joy Surya lost his wicket. It's the 11th over, straight after the hydration break. There was a game plan. Most importantly, there was a rhythm break. And after that rhythm break, when Sarathi came in, bowled the first ball quick Yorker. That's been scored for single from Mohan Raj. But the second ball meant where he bowled a slow Yorker that Joy Surya was not at all expecting, and eventually got it onto his pads. The fingers gone up. That's how surprising deliveries will start to attack the batters. You have to make the batters to expect something and bowl something out of context straight away. That's what he's continuing to do as well. But the batters are having conscious approach now. Okay, Sarathi is bowling. He will definitely be coming up with a slow ball at any point of time. It's been a while since they scored a boundary. After the second hydration break, it's been good control from Star Boys. That they're not letting WCC to score runs on the board or the boundary, but that's the way how you used to play the middle overs. We're not sure what's running on the minds of WCC batters, what's the target that they're aiming for as well. As here you can fight with 140 as well. 93 for 3 after 13. Just going for the single. Dinesh, the new bowler, into the attack, bringing out one more spinner. I think this formula works well for them. Whenever they bring a new bowler, there have been an opportunity that the batters were not exposed to this particular bowler. That might be keeping them guessing. And quicker ones were not working well as well. The more you bowl quicker one, the more better the batters were trying to score runs on the board. At least 1 runs maximum. And flighted deliveries were kept them confusing. And sometimes they're going for big shots for sure, but you have to risk yourself in picking those wickets. The more you flight, the more you confuse the batter. Catches the call as it fell short of the fielder. And that's why many successful bowlers like Ravichandran Ashwin used to flight the ball well, bowling it slower through the air. Turning out to be quite good under control. 2 is the call. They're running back for the second run as well. Good running between the wickets. $98 for 3, which is 2 to end the over. Been decent start for Dinesh, but the batters were solidly rotating the strike. Single every ball and a 2 as well. This showed that they are not getting tempted by watching the flighted delivery. They're playing conscious cricket, smart and sensible approach, waiting for the 15th over to come in, or to the least after the 14th over. Maybe from the next over they might be shifting up the gears to score runs on the board. That's where the so-called death overs will be coming on. Another good shot. A man in deep. Will be just a single anyway. And that brings 100 up here as well for them. 14 gets completed, 100 for 3. Sets a huge benchmark here. They could eventually make it to 160 or 170 WCC. 100 for 3. 14 overs completed. Good running between the wickets, eventually goes for boundary as well. Clear pictures, shiny visuals, mid-hot day, 12 p.m. in the noon here on a fine Sunday. As it is turning out to be quite good under control with the way how things are going. Strong shouts! And that seems to be surprising. That Sarathi couldn't believe that this was not given a wicket. Oh, overthrow after overthrow. As it adds extra runs on the board. They were confused and stood at the part where the wicket was not given. Six runs for that. But still, that's a tricky call, as the bowler felt confident that it was a wicket. Much better one from Sarathi anyway. The scoreboard is in 111. Nelson for 3. Can we expect something magical to happen for any side? It may be a wicket breakthrough or it may be a sixer. There isn't so much of sixers coming in this game. One came in the power play. The beauty about the batting display of WCC is at all the point there was one batter who was taking up the responsibility. It was Joy Surya then, and it is Mohan Raj now. That gives a hope to bat well. Beautiful shot, that is straight drive. If it's a test cricket, it would go for boundary. We've seen a plenty of such shots. The batters would play it and stand. There won't be any need for running between the wickets. 15 gets completed. 113 for 3. 113 for 3. The last 5 overs, the so-called death overs, is beginning with Raja getting the ball straight away. Oh, that's a beautiful stop, saving 3 runs for his side. But every time after the hydration break, a wicket falls. Will that trick follow now? We saw after the 5th over, we saw after the 10th over, it's the 3rd hydration break. Can this get a wicket? But it's more important to keep up the run rate than wickets at this point of time. As run rate matters a lot. The scoreboard was 113 after 15. There is a bright possibility of 170. Or even 165 or plus can be a good total. I should try to restrict them from scoring 150 plus or 155 plus. That's where the winning margin be decided. Been a tremendous performance from Raja. Didn't got any wicket, but economical spell, which is also very much important in such big games like final. It's going out there. Will be just a single. But speaking about the big stages like finals, you shouldn't do anything out of the box. You shouldn't overdo mainly. Catch is the call, but nobody standing on the deep to grab that catch. That is a stylish maximum. Quite good with the way how this been kept in control. Swingingham is couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Can surely be a single as well. This thing's so quite good under control. 123 for 3 as of now, with one more to end the over. Sixteen gets completed. 124 for 3. .124 for 3 with last 4 overs in action. Kamal back into the attack. Let's sweep a cover, long off, long on, deep mid wicket. Short coil and short fine leg have been kept there are fielders inside the circle in these regions. There is no deeper third man. So this cuts the freedom of bowling a back of length or bouncer where you don't have a third man at deep, no fine leg at deep, short third man and short fine leg standing inside the circle. This leads the bowler to control his bouncers and bowl as close as possible those fuller length deliveries, slower deliveries onto the pads. That's where the bowler can get some purchases over there. Just a juicy timing. But there is a wider third man. In fact, they're having a third man at deep at boundary ropes and a short third man as fine as possible behind the wicket keeper. So two fielders to make sure these lucky boundaries should be stopped. If it gets an edge, it should be a single or a dot ball. Keeping that in mind, the field positioning is being done. But still, the space for bouncer will be slightly less. The fine leg inside the circle. Catches the call, fielder at deep. And that's just a single. As they're trying to convert it to double. Go running between the wickets. And that's 50+ partnership between these two batters, with Mohan Raj and Arun both equally contributing. Arun playing his part really well, came in as a number 5 batter, stood up with responsibility and supported Mohan Raj's battle. This time gets a placement right. Two fielders converging together, and that rolls over the boundary ropes anyway. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Now they are running short of the third man, as all the fielders are standing at the boundary ropes, long off, long on, deep mid wicket, cow corner and sweeper cover, just to make sure they are blocking the batters from going for big shots. Catches the call, and he'll just be a spectator out there. Good try from the fielder. Anyway, that goes for boundary or a sixer. You gotta wait for the on-field umpire's decision. But that have been a tremendous stroke making out there to finish things off in the 17th over. That was given a boundary. 136 for 3 after 17. Pradeep back into the attack. 2 overs, 15 for 1 in fact with this white ball. With 3 overs in action, there is still a bright possibilities of 172 set batters. No third man, no fine leg in deep. As all the 4 fielders inside the circle are standing behind the batters. Short fine leg, good running between the wickets again. Speaking about the field positionings, behind the wicket keeper there are fielders standing inside the circle. There is fine leg behind the wicket keeper inside the circle, short third man inside the circle, backward point inside the circle, and there is also a point fielder inside the circle. All 5 fielders outside circle were in front of the batters. There you could see one long on, deep mid wicket, deep square leg, long off and sweeper cover were the 5 fielders outside the circle. So if you ever want to go for the big shots, opening up your body, make sure that you are beating up the fielders or finding the gaps properly. This is more like a protection to stop big shots. as it is trying to cope things up with the way how it's going. Strong shouts and the fingers gone up. Finally, the breakthrough is here. After 50 plus partnership together, Arun is walking his way to the pavilion. A quicker delivery onto the discussions going over there. Been a good wicket, but that doesn't show any signs of the run rate being stopped. There is still one more set batter, Mohan Raj, still in the crease, and the batters coming from now will be the lower middle order batters, will not have much time to set themselves up, can quickly go for big shots. It's always important that you focus on a dot ball, you focus on controlling those boundaries. It's a wicket delivery, but most importantly, it is a dot ball. That's adding up a strength for them. These final moments where the end total will be decided. The par score here in this tournament is 131. They have already crossed that number 141, a fighting total for sure. Will this convert into a comfortable total? We gotta wait and watch. The Star Boys, can they be able to pick another wicket? Will one bring two to them? Let's have hope on that. And a new batter comes in at number 6 here. Chris, the new batter, a right-handed batter, and at number 6. Got the things so quite good under control. Went for wide. Another one onto the stumps. He's invading the stumps, Pradeep, one after the other. You miss, I hit mindset. It matters a lot because these were slot deliveries as well. In death overs, if you bowl a slot ball, eventually that might be converted into a big shot. It's always important to make sure that you are taking that risk by finding this particular result. And he's also not having that freedom of bowling bouncers or back of length. .144 for 4. Last 2 overs in action. Oh, that's clean ball. And finally the set batter gone. 43 runs from Mohan Raj. A fighting knock. A solid found. He's landing it to the good length delivery where Mohan Raj was trying to pull it away, but the length was slightly different. It hits the stumps on top. 144 for 5. Good sign that smart boys are coming into the game at the end phase of this innings. $144 for 5. Rahul, the new batter, comes in at number 7. Will be just a single. Oh, gets a slight feather out there. Good stop from the fielder. Saves another 3 runs over there. These are all the efforts that's going to be helpful for them in the second innings as well. Smart boys just keeping control of the end phase. 2 set batters gone. 2 newbies now to carry over the intent showed by the batters so far. Good running between the wickets. Strong shouts and the fingers gone up. Another wicket to Kamal. 2 wickets in this over, the most crucial over, the 19th over. Doesn't let the batters to explore much. Sumi and the new batter comes in at number 8 and straight away gets off the mark. And that brings us to the end of the 19th over. That's a tremendous 19th over from Kamal. 148 for 6. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. Pradeep bowling the last over. There was expectation that the scoreboard might be around 160 or 165 plus while they're entering into the last over. But the last couple of overs have been quite successful here for the smart boys, that they control the run rate, stop the batters from scoring 170 or 160. We may not be sure what's going to happen in this over, but so far it's been quite controlled. 2 is the call, and the running back for the second run. Turning out to be good running between the wickets. 150 up here for WCC with those 2 runs. 151 for 6. It's definitely a winning total, definitely a fighting total, but it's up to the way how they're going to fight back with this number. WCC. Two is the call again. That's good stop from the fielder. Will be just a single. Quite good under control with the way how things are going so far. You may not blame 2 new batters, Sesaon and Chris, that they may not be sure that they'll be at this situation all of a sudden when 2 set batters were batting. Both Arun and Mohan Raj have lost their wickets in a regular interval of time. Back to back those wickets have fallen. That put themselves under pressure. 1 more wicket to Pradeep, as he's getting his 3rd wicket today. Clean bowled again. That's back-to-back wickets. Karthik, the new batter, came in at number 9 and straight away lost his way in the middle. Wicket number 4 here for Pradeep. Catches the call, and that's not a hat trick anyway, as it fell short of the fielder. Will be getting a couple of runs on the board. Isaac, the new batter, he'll be in action in the second innings anyway. Well, that's how the innings coming to an end here. That's end of 20 overs. 154 for 8 was the number scored by WCC. They have won the toss and they have decided to bat first on a big stage like a final. Had some dramatic start out there in the power play. 50 runs scored in the power play. lost two openers, Naveen Kumar and Alvin, but eventually made good runs with the partnership of Joy Surya, Mohan Raj, and Arun. Especially the partnership of Mohan Raj and Arun set the tone for this game. It was expected to be 170 or more than that. But that's when the twist came in the tail where Kamal started picking up wickets. 2 wickets on his 1 over, and Pradeep's overall 4 wicket stint have made a huge change in this game. And at the end of 20 overs, it's 153 for 8 is the end total scored by WCC, as Star Boys requires 154 to win this game. With the ball, we could see Pradeep picked up 4 wickets, 26 for 4 in 4 overs. Kamal 25 for 2 in his 4 overs. These are the pick of the bowlers, along with Sarathi, the captain, 3 overs, 18 for 1, where the rest of the bowlers have went a bit uneconomical. Raja M 4 overs, 27 for 0. Well, that's how the target went here. Star Boys required 154 to win this game. Let's wait and watch what's going to happen in the second innings. Right into the second innings, Raja, M and Kumar were the openers, with Isaac getting the ball to prime performers out there to decide the fate of this game. First ball it is. As it went out of their control, Raja have been one of the phenomenal performers out there for Star Boys, along with Balamurugan, who is also another good player to watch out for. We'll be getting to watch him in action in the upcoming battles. Raja scored 104 runs in 6 innings with an average of 19. And on the other hand, the man with the ball is the second leading run scorer of the tournament with his 12 wickets. Is just behind MDB11's Manikandan, who is the leading wicket taker as of now, 13 wickets for him. And Isaac is with 12 wickets. If he gets 2 wickets today, he'll be the leading wicket taker on this list as well. Strong shouts! Loud shouts out there, but on-field umpire stood up with his decision. Sometimes these shouts will... And that's why you could clearly see why Isaac is one of the leading wicket takers of the tournament. Some bowlers will know that wicket taking nag, it's not just about the technique. You may not be sure just because a bowler knows outswinger and inswinger can be a wicket taking bowler on the day. It's about the mindset of a player. It's about the way how he understands a game situation, how he puts in the game plan to dismiss a particular batter or to bowl for a particular batter that matters. Of course, the skill set matters for a long-term run. To make yourself available, if the captain wants it to be an in-swinger, the batter doesn't know how to play an in-swinger, you should be able to bowl an in-swinger. But that shouldn't be the deciding factor of a potential of a cricketer. It's all about the way how he thinks. The one with good IQ will always be considered the greatest cricketers. That's why Steve Smith is one of the greatest cricketers ever to play the game of cricket. That comes up with bowlers as well. There can be many good bowlers who are just the part-timers but play with common sense that matters the most than all the technical aspects of the game. Sphinxon couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. There are bowlers. Yuzvendra Chahal is a great thinker with a common sense. You need not to say everything to him. He'll just observe the game. We'll be putting in game plans according to that. He's not that mystery spinner to do that. Whereas when he takes some bowlers in, they'll always expect the captains to guide them in the direction. They'll be having techniques, they'll be having variations, but they never know how to implement them on a high pressure game. That's where a quality of a bowler been decided. That's high in the air, over the bowler's head, and goes over the boundary ropes for a maximum. Slower delivery from Isaac, but Kumar somehow manages to read it. One gets completed, 8 for no loss. Rahul with the ball. Another good length out there. Punches on top of the ball here, Raja. That's a very good shot from Kumar. It's not an easy one to play. It was a slower one. Even after watching the ball, he didn't try to overhit the ball just because it's slow, as it is pitching at a tricky position where you cannot backlift much to get the timing. He just went with the flow, times it over the bowler's head where nobody's standing at the deep. Long on fielder tried his best to reach the landing area. I only became the spectator. This time, over the bowler's head for boundary, mid on and mid off inside the circle. One big advantage of batting second is this: if the target is average or below average, you can plan the chase really well. You can always have a domination factor and upper hands against the bowler. But that has the other extreme as well. If the target is way too high, if it's 230 or 40, even a minor mistake from a batter can collapse the entire game. And that's why it's always tricky to bat second. But this game seems to be having both extremes. The more you try to dominate the bowler, the more you can easily reach the winning margin. Gets the timing right, and that is a good stop from the fielder, not getting more runs for that. But good to see both the batters are trying to implement some good shots, Kumar and Raja as well. Kumar can be a good striker of the ball as well. If he gets it to the middle of the blade, it might be going for big shots and maximums. It's always important to keep the wickets intact. The more they pick the wickets, the more they try to come into the game. If you're not losing wickets, scoring runs in a regular interval of time, this chase might be easier for Star Boys. Just playing on top of the ball. It's better he can try inviting the batter onto the front foot. He's not moving forward much, just standing and delivering. A slight bit of forward movement, but not much stretching. And that's what this psychologically gets them into the game. That's what I meant earlier. It's about the one who's having better IQ. Cricket puts you in a position where you can choose this or that, depends upon your IQ. That's the way how the game proceeds. That's why when you look at the way how the greatest cricketers have performed, it may be Sachin or Dhoni, as he spoke about Virat Kohli, Steve Smith, everyone had an IQ to decide things. Decision making matters a lot. Unfortunate misfield over there. Mohan Raj it is, it seems. 2 gets completed, 15 for no loss. Much better one this time. As Isaac is trying to take things under control. Just one last ball. It was a fantastic first over from him. The last ball went for maximum. Other than that, it was in complete control. Shot third man. Shot fine leg inside the circle. Nobody at the deep behind the batter. Catches the call. Fielder under the ball. And that is taken. That's the first breakthrough here. Isaac gets another one and puts himself in a position. He's the leading wicket taker of the tournament now, sharing the first spot. But way more than that is the breakthrough that matters a lot. As Raja tried to play through the covers, couldn't get the elevation and landed it into the fielder's hand. Rangaswamy, the new batter, comes in at number 3. This was what he's meant for. 13 wickets, sharing the first position. Isaac just taking up the responsibility one more time, stood up for his side to get the early breakthrough. That's why I mentioned the pace variation sometimes will be trickier. That he tried to bowl the slower delivery, it was clearly visible and it was very slow, and lands in a place where Kumar doesn't have to stretch himself much to land into the landing area. He just guides the ball over the bowler's head for a maximum. It's pretty easy even though it's a slower delivery. Much better with this time Rangaswamy, as Isaac is trying to dominate them over there. Swings and misses out, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. Isaac is actually bowling a good length delivery or short of good length delivery that is eventually hitting on top of the stumps, where the batter have to take some decisions but cannot come forward smoothly or even going behind smoothly. Pulls it away this time, beats up the fielder, and nobody is standing at the deep. It'll be rolling over the boundary ropes. First boundary for Rangaswamy. One is the call, and that's quite good running between the wickets. The thighs of the batter. Good line from Isaac one more time. He's trying to keep things under control. 3 gets completed, 21 for 1. Continues out to bowl Rahul. Trying to contain things under control. It's 22 for 1. That fell short of the fielder as it eventually rolls down to third man for single. Good that there have been a bit of balance over there. The pace is still holding the control. It's a long journey anyway. You may lose a wicket in power play, you may lose a wicket in middle overs. Anything, if it happens at some point of time, the bowling unit can eventually come into the game. All WCC needs is to break the partnership in a regular interval of time, to not let things go out of their control. The more you break partnerships, the more you get wickets in a regular interval of time, things might be in control. And that's why they have to look into it. Swings and misses out, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Much better one with the way how it's being controlled over there. 4 gets completed, 23 for 1. Big shot that gets the connection better. Nobody standing at the deep. Welcome boundary here for the batting unit. Tremendous stroke making. Quite good under control with the way how things went so far, as he's trying to push the batter under pressure. The biggest strength of Kumar is that he's finding ways to score runs on the board. Intended Yorker went on to be a defensive one, as that's turning out to be quite good under control. These were a couple of runs that needs to be kept in control. That's high in the air. Fielder under the ball. And that is taken. Simple catch, soft dismissals. This time he didn't get the elevation that he is looking for, Kumar. And eventually losing. Balamurugan, the new batter, comes in at number 4. Intended Yaker, that is from Isaac, the leading wicket taker of the tournament. 27 for 2 after 5. Pulls it away, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Last over of power play, where they'll be trying to elevate some momentum. Yes, this is turning out to be a good power play for WCC as they picked up 2 wickets and just 28 runs with the bat for SBC. Even though this is chasing, they know where they are heading to. They must be very conscious on what needs to be done. Good running between the wickets. I think running between the wickets is the key to to score runs on the board in these conditions. That's what did in the first innings as well. Pulls it away and finds the placement right. The fielders chasing there, converging together just to be a spectator of watching that going over the boundary ropes. Good stop from the fielder, saves the boundary over there. There are few boundaries coming in, there are few placements out there for the batters, few moments to celebrate, but overall it's not contributing as an impact. As the next ball the bowlers are coming back. The setbacks are not longer for the bowlers. That's one of those reasons why this power play didn't win stable for SBC. Pulls it away again, but this time a man in deep. And still it goes for boundary. Very unfortunate. Might not be expecting that to happen. .37 for 2. Oh, juicy one. That is tremendous timing to go for boundary. And that's pop. .41 for 2. Now the fielders will be expanded. Long on, deep mid wicket. Deep square leg and short mid wicket in position. Long off and sweeper cover at the deep. Spinners into the action. Bakiraj with the ball. Much better one with the way how it went. Quite good under control. I really love the way how he releases the ball. It almost looks like an off spinner, but the ball eventually turns away from the batter. The preference to go for the second run or even the urge to go for runs is comparatively light for the SBC. They are not showing intent to go for the second run, so that the fielders do mistakes as well. But anyway, what matters the most is they have to play conscious cricket in the middle overs. The next 7 to 8 overs is going to be the deciding factor on who is going to be the winner. Chusey want to go for single. His things are turning out to be quite good under control. He's still not showing interest to go for single. This is not the approach. That's why the first innings was slightly different. They tried to convert everything for runs. 7 gets completed, 44 for 2. In fact, one more to go, it seems. It's not that you have to be hurried to get runs. It's about the more you take such singles, the more you take such hurry-burry singles, it puts the bowlers under pressure. It puts the fielders under pressure. A constant testing on their ability. And they fail to stop you running between the wickets. That's where it gets a shift in transition. 44 for 2 after 7. Simeon, the new bowler. A left arm spinner for whom we're waiting for. That doesn't mean that left arm spinners will pick wickets. It's that left arm spinners will have an advantage, especially two right-handed batters on a hot midday in Chennai. With these dry weathers, left arm spinners can enjoy these conditions. There'll be some reactions and assistance for left arm spinners to do well. If they will use it well, they could eventually pick some wickets. And there could be a game changes as well. If left arm spinner starts doing well, the game will end in favor of their teams. That we've seen even in international crickets, the dominance of left arm spinners. Let's see how Simeon is going to handle this, take this going forward. .47 for 2. Couldn't get the shot that he is looking for. It's also important which end you prefer to go for big shots. Usually the other end where the batters enjoy scoring more maximum. That's why the bowlers chose this end to bowl the first 5 overs. So this end will be the last 5 overs as well. So you cannot score much runs. That can be an advantage for the bowlers. SBC should try scoring runs between 11 to 15. That's where the other end comes in, where you can score a lot of runs. Another good over coming to an end. That brings up 50 up here for SBC as well with that single. 50 for 2 after 8. Strong shouts. And the fingers haven't gone up. It seems it's pitching outside the leg stumps. Continues up to bowl. Bake Raji is looking out to be an exciting talent as well. The way how he releases the ball, it's looking like an off spin, but eventually turns away from the batter. That's a little challenge for the batters to cope up with. To even focus on things going forward. Rangaswamy is the set batter, 23 of 19, who's leading up this chase now. So far everything seems to be good, but things might change all of a sudden if a wicket falls down. That's where it gets trickier. 100 of 70 looks like gettable. The moment you start losing wickets, you may not be sure which batter gets the same prime touch as if Rangaswamy has. So it's always important for the set batters to maximize the numbers, making sure they're winning the game. Much better with the way how he's moving the game going forward. Another one onto the pads, missing down the leg. And that's why he's trying to attempt a sweep shot. After watching the ball, it's pitching down the leg or angling down the leg. That batters can dominantly go for a sweep shot. Gets in control over there. The main intention would be to pick some wickets. That's why I mentioned it's always important not to lose much wickets in the middle overs for batting side's perspective. You may be having another 5 to 6 overs to control, and then they can take actions, or even the plan B could be to win the game before the 15th over gets completed. But as of now, that may not be a realistic approach. He's asking for 3 runs. Comfortable running between the wickets. 9 gets completed. It's 57 for 2. It's in the air. It's two-way spin attack. Interesting thing is both the spinners were not a comfortable spin option for right-handed batters. One is a left-arm spinner and the other one is a leggy. Captain's preferences will usually go with such kind of aspects, as they have both the aspects today. WCC. Oh, that's beautiful shot. No chance for the fielder to stop that going for boundary. Punches out there. Just a single. Sweeps it away. As it seems to be quite good under control with its timing. As things were quite good under control. Trying to build some potential over there. Simeon. 7 coming off the over so far. This time beats up the fielder. Shot third man chasing down the ball as it rolls. And a good save as well. Couple of runs on the board for that. Halfway through the mark, 10 gets completed at 66 for 2. 66 for 2. Vijay as the new bowler into the attack. Seems like they're getting back to the medium pace again. I think it's always important to unsettle the batters by different options. Even though the spinners were doing it, the batters started feeling comfortable, staying on the crease, just pushing forward. He finds the aerial route fielder under the ball, and that is taken. Another good catch taken at the team at the cow corner region. Sweeper cover region. The beautiful thing about WCC today is that their fielders have been outstanding. Amazing catch that is. To judge catches on a midday, the sunshine disturbs your view. Really good stuff here from WCC. All of those wickets have fallen. Have been a very good catch taken high in the air. And that's the way how a set batter loses his way in the middle. That's something that SBC would be happily receiving. But that's the story today. 66 for 3. The hydration break works well for WCC. Now that brings a new batter, Kamal, who bowled really well today, picked up 2 wickets. He's at number 5 to accompany his side with a bat as well. A tall right-handed batter. An era of all-rounders where we are watching the fast bowlers doing well with the bat as well. Even India have started following. Harshit Rana's batting ability is improving day by day, which is something that Rohit Sharma was expecting long back from 2023. The energy that the opener gets, the brave risk that the opener takes depends upon the tailenders. If you have a good tail, if you have your bowlers could also manage something with the bat, you can take that risk in the power play. If that is not there, the batters will start finding the second option, safer option. Good control over there. Good start to Vijay. Straight away picks up wicket in his very first ball. Now that stops the batters from scoring runs on the board. That's why middle overs are always tricky. You must be very careful on choosing a shot selection. You must be very careful on deciding what's going to happen, especially against a new bowler. Through the covers, beautiful shot from Kamal. 2 fielders converging together. Getting a couple of runs on the board, gets up the mark with that shot as well. When you hold a bat on top of the grip, that eventually gives such massive power to some batters. Especially you could see middle order batters and tailenders will have such holdings so that they could go for big shots easily. Much better one this time from Vijay, as he's trying to invite the batters to go onto the back foot. The one invited onto the front foot went on to be a juicy cover drive. Sometimes every batter needs a different kind of approach. You cannot stick on to the same game plan to all the batters. Oh, unwanted risky approach over there, and that ends the innings of Balamurugan as well. 2 set batters gone in the same over. An urgency effort from Kamal lost that wicket. 69 for 4 it is. Happy faces everywhere from WCC. 69 for 4. Single to end the over. That's 70 for 4. Trying to go through the covers, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Arun, the new bowler, into the attack. And obviously, there is new batter as well. Manoj Kumar, the new batter. The way how the game progresses have been completely changed. With that one Vijay's over, with 2 set batters gone, everything went out of their control. That's a boundary anyway. A soft and simplistic stroke. $75 for 4. Swings and cut the connection better. And that is a good stop at the deep as well, saving the boundary. Tremendous effort. When it comes to fielding standards, WCC are on top of this game. Every fielder, either it's at long on, long off, sweeper cover, deep mid wicket. Tremendous effort. Couple of dot balls over there. Catches the call, and that beats a fielder comfortably. Goes for a maximum. Fighting back from SBC. Continues to bowl Vijay. There have been upper hands, there have been momentum gathering. But this is not a sign that they are winning this game. That's high in the air. 2 fielders coming together, and that's another good catch taken. One time I was expecting this will be a misunderstanding between two fielders. They'll be dropping the catch, but that is a really good approach. One more good catch, one more wicket to Vijay. Well, of Pradeep, the new batter. Pradeep have also picked up a couple of wickets. Been one of the pick up the bowlers today. But the job is not yet completed. He did spotted the ball, but there have been plenty left to the bat as well. Extra bounce, as it's keeping up the momentum going high. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. 83 for 5. Finds the connection and finds a fielder at long on. Puts it down. Catch dropped at long on. I think that's not. That's not something he was trying to connect. He's forcing the ball at that direction. There was a fielder standing. But this is the end where they have to score a lot of runs. A cheeky attempt, finds the placement right. Even though it's not the right direction he wanted. Anyway, it got a better connection and placement at the short third man region. Goes for boundary. Clean bowled. One more wicket. Isaac, the man known for picking wickets when the team is struggling, and that's what he's doing again and again. This is one more time the leading wicket taker does the job for the side. The game is changing its directions now. It seems that WCC are in the driver's seat, but this can be changed. There is still options, there are still hopes here for SBC. 88 for 6, just 66 runs needed in 41 balls. It is gettable any day in T20 cricket. All you need is one batter's good innings. Manoj Kumar is looking good today. There's still increase. If he get a good partner rotating the strike, there is still a possibility for SBC. On the other hand, positive faces WCC might be looking really happy with their performances. Balaji, the new batter, comes in at number 8. There are bright possibilities for SBC. The momentum is going in favor of WCC, that's for sure. There is a fear, there is a nervous vibe here that needs to be changed. If you bat well for 2 overs, if you start scoring runs with positive intent, the momentum will eventually shift in the hands of SBC. It's all up to the way this partnership is going to grow. But anyway, this man is dangerous. Isaac bowling his last over. 18 for 3 as of now. Intended Yorker, wonderful delivery that is. Eventually got in good control from the batter. Gets off the mark with a single as well. That brings strike back to Manoj Kumar, the said batter. That's what important for Balaji to do it now. Just rotate the strike, give it back to Manoj Kumar, enjoy the show at non-strikers in. Turning out to be dangerous. One good thing is that this is the last over of Isaac and you may not see Isaac with the ball once again. That is a positive sign for them. The other thing is Isaac is still having 3 balls. He can eventually get an impact in this over. They must be very careful on that. Trying to bowl onto the stump lines, Isaac, one after the other. He'll also bowl surprise slower deliveries that the batters must be conscious. Big shot, got the connection and finds the fielder at deep square leg. Another set batter gone, and that's wicket number 4 for Isaac. Look at the vibe. It's just landing onto the hands of the... Vijay, the new batter, the number 9 batter. Now the situation seems to be more trickier. That's what we've been mentioning about. He had 3 balls and he will still try to change the game. He did that exactly, and that's the way his 4 overs coming to an end. Isaac 4 overs, 20 for 4, and that's 14 overs completed, 90 for 7. Continues to bowl Vijay. Another pick of the bowler today. Trying to act a little bit different, making sure that they're in the driver's seat and not to make any unwanted efforts, any unwanted stuffs to push that out of their control. Swings and misses out, couldn't get the connection. No chance of going for any runs over there. Couple of dot balls as well, as things were quite good under control. Swing and a miss. It's something that needs to be kept under control. It's pushing the batters under pressure. The wicket pressure on the one hand and the run rate pressure on the other hand kept on increasing. 32 balls, 63. Change of pace, but not at the right line, which offers extra runs through BOYZ as well. It's almost 2 runs a ball needed to win this game, which is slightly challenging for batters, especially when you lose 7 wickets already. But there is still hope on cricket. Cricket have been teaching only one thing ever since 1983 World Cup in India. Anything is possible if you try with an intent, if you try with a teamwork. That's high in the air. Fielder coming closer, and that went out of his control. He's not intending to get that catch, in fact. Seems like the WCC have started relaxing. 15 gets completed, 95 for 7. In fact, one more to complete. 14.5, 94 for 7. .94 for 7. Last 5 overs. Required run rate turns to 12. .60 needed of 30 balls to win the game. Simeon back into the attack. A left arm spinner. Might be tricky over. The batters might be charging against the bowler. That's the way how it ends up to be a wicket delivery. Swing and a miss. Couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Sweeps it and gets the connection better. Goes a long way for a maximum. Holding on the hope. Balaji. Quite good under control with the way how it's going. 100 up here for SBZ with that sixer. That's why I mentioned it's a tricky over. When you bring a spinner, there'll be two options that could happen brightly. It may be a wicket call or it may be something big. Second option happened. But there are still 4 more balls. In fact, 3 more balls to be completed. There might be a twist in the tail. Simeon might end up picking up a wicket in this over as well. That's the way how it turns for spinners. Excellent comeback that is. Catches the call and that is taken. That's what we've been speaking about. A wicket on the same over. He conceded a sixer. Tremendous performance. Dinesh, the new batter, comes in at number 10. Just one more batter sitting in the dugout. The hopes are going out of control. Slowly WCC have dominated this innings. Star by CC, the unbeaten side, winning all league matches and winning in the semi-finals. They have never lost a single game in this tournament. And that streak may be ending today. With 4 overs in action, 52 runs required to win the game with just 2 batters. In fact, 3 batters in the crease, with 1 sitting in the dugout. 2 of them are playing. Bakiraj back into the attack. Trying to get some control over that cheeky attempt. What will Dinesh do? Will he try to chase this target or will he try to just survive? It's up to the way how he reacts to the next ball. If he tries to survive, there is no point in extending this game to 20 overs without showing any intent. Instead, they can start scoring runs on the board immediately. And that's what he's trying to do, Dinesh. Through the covers. There are good batters even at number 10. That's the beauty of Chennai's cricketing standards. Nowadays, there is no such role called pure bowler. Every bowler have something to say with the bat as well. But today in this innings, I'm not sure SBC can be able to come out of this crisis. Taken, that is at the long on. Another good catch taken. And one more wicket falls down. Dinesh trying to go for the big shot, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. 1 at 5 for 9. One at 5 for 9. Last batter into the crease, Bala, the number 11 batter. That's the first wicket for Bakiraj anyway. It's been a collaborative performance from all the bowlers, working well together. They did this happen. There was a time that this target was considered to be easy and chaseable in 15 overs, but somewhere some magic happened as they took things under control. Isaac, the pick of the bowler, picked up most crucial wickets of the day and making sure that this team is winning the battle. And also one over have been game changing. That over changed the context of the game as well. The over of Vijay, where he picked up 2 wickets and ended a partnership. That's why the game turned into favor of WCC. 1 at 6 for 9 after 7. Now 48 required of 3 overs. Swings in, got the connection better. Back into the attack, Vijay. 12 for 2 in his 3 overs to bowl his last over now. Might end with 3 wickets if he gets the last wicket of this game. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. These are important factors that needs to be kept in control. The way how the fielders stood up for the side, every catch taken, either it's at the long on, it's a sweeper cover, it's at the deep square leg. The fielding standards of WCC is something that lifting things up for them in this game. It's almost decided that WCC are winning this game, but a few more deliveries. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he's looking for. Vijay can invade the stumps. He's trying to bowl outside the off stump. It's just increasing the time duration of this game. The batters are not showing intent, especially the man on strike Vijay. 18 completed, 1 on 4 for 9. Vijay completes his spell for 20 for 2 in 4 overs. Catches the call, fielder under the ball, and that is put down. Oh, this is very unfortunate. The team that is known for taking risky catches. Just trying to keep up the momentum going high, as these were just formality spells that's getting finished. 16 for 1 Bakiraj as of now. Might get a wicket. Another one high up in the air, lands in between the long on and long off fielder. So final proceedings, rather trying to push momentum. Choose the call from the batter, satisfied with the single. Now the mathematical possibilities are almost going out of their hands. 36 of 8. Still possible, gettable. Last ball of Bhagiraj today. 19 for 1 and 3.5. Will he end this with 19 for 2? Strong shouts. Couldn't convince the on-field umpire. Dot ball to end the over. That's 19 gets completed. 119 for 9. A surprising call with Joy Surya comes in and sends him back with a bang. A tremendous stroke making that is from Vijay. Welcomes him with a maximum. Two is the call from the batter, as he's running back for the second run as well. And they're going for third. That's quite good running between the wickets. Now that takes us to 26 of 4 balls, which ends the mathematical possibilities. Even if you hit 6 of all 4 balls, the match won't end in your favor. Change of pace. as it just went on to be a single. Good work from Joy Surya. He's trying to bring some variations into the game. Good work from the wicketkeeper behind. Smart and sensible approach. And they were not expecting this to happen. These were unwanted stuffs at the last phase of this game. But tremendous performance. WCC was fighting back right from the power play. They were not letting the batters to score runs freely. With this average total, they fought really well to stop the batters scoring runs on the board. Chance for the second run as well, running back for the second. Go running between the wickets. That brings strike back to Vijay. Swing and a miss. Another slower delivery from Joy Surya. We just want to end this game. The moment arrived, and we all know the results. WCC have made it happen. They won the toss. They decided to bat first, and eventually taking things going forward with just one ball. It's gonna be announced. One more, in fact. White +1, and that brings strike to Bala. Now 20 runs needed of the last ball. Get things under control over there. Single to end this game. And that's 18 runs difference between both the sides. And WCC are winning this battle. The heroic T20 League season number 8 cup final. The champions are WCC. Despite of all the odds, Star Boys being the dominant side, unbeaten side, beating up such unbeaten side to finish things off in the final, they are the champions of this tournament. Exceptional performance from WCC for sure on all the aspects of the game. More specifically, the fielding standards have been the deciding factor today. The way how they grabbed the catches, they never gave second opportunity to any of the batters. We saw Rangaswamy did well, Kumar did well, Balamurugan did well, Manoj Kumar did well. Most of these batters have lost their wickets in a wonderful catch. If that catch was dropped, things could be slightly different. Vijay Satya at the end gave some fight, but eventually the game was already over. Kudos to Isaac, the leading wicket taker. One more time proves his skills today. 4 wickets for him, 20 for 4. And Bakiraj 19 for 1, Simeon 23 for 1, Vijay S20 for 2. That's how the bowling card went here. All of a sudden, every other bowler did well, did their job today, including Joy Surya. And that's how the game gets completed. With this final gestures, Isaac will be getting the Player of the Match award. But before that, calm and composed celebrations here from WCC. No shouts, no any uncomfortable signals. Just going calm and composed to their space for celebration. That's the way how champions behave. And hard luck to Smart Boys as well. They are one of the dominant sides of the tournament. Unfortunately, today's game didn't went in their favor, but they were also a champion side for sure. That's how this final comes to an end. And there will be post-match presentation as well for this game, where the awards will be presented to the winning team and the running team as well.